my name is Kinsey, and I want to make this video testimonial for Heather Dempsey, and that's because you need to work with her. Okay, I came to Heather not knowing why I was drawn to her, and I spent a little time figuring out like what brought me to Heather, and I discovered that I had some reactivity that had always been an issue for me. So I'm not an angry person by any stretch of the word. Like, I'm not somebody who tends to get angry about things. However, there would be these like outbursts, just like angry outbursts, specifically with my husband. And I think just because of how close he is to me. And the other thing that I wanted to work on with Heather was understanding and opening up my intuition more. And so, what I've gained through this work in the last 7 weeks working with her, I gained a better understanding of what was going on with me internally that was causing this reactivity. I was able to look at that for the first time without judgment, you know. So I'm somebody who's really hard on myself, and she really helped me see how what was going on there was not something to judge and shame myself over, right? That's huge. And that being able to look at that then without judgment and shame made it so much easier to move through those things. So what I've seen as a result of working with Heather is I've seen that I had some beliefs that I needed to work on, and she helped me work on those and choose more empowering beliefs that ultimately have honestly shifted my mindset and therefore my behaviors in those situations. And so, as a result of that work with Heather, I haven't had a fight with my husband in over a month. I haven't seen that reactivity pop up. Whereas before it's probably like once a month for sure. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this continues to go on, but I know that from my experience, there have been things that I would have been triggered by in the past, and I haven't felt triggered by them anymore. And I really think that that's that work that we did together. So a lot more harmony in my relationship. I'm feeling really good about it, and probably most importantly, I'm a lot more self-aware of how even those things that happened before, I actually had a bigger part in it than I realized. And that's huge because that means I have the power to do something about it. So I'm having better relationships. I'm having less reactionary responses or none lately anyway. A better understanding of myself and really enjoying that. And then on the side of the intuition, she pointed me to some resources, which interestingly enough I already had, I just hadn't followed through on. So really great that she pointed me in the right direction there. And then we've also done some work on beliefs around intuition too. I'll get to that in just a minute. But as far as a result from working on the intuition, I have been able to see in my mind's eye. And now this is interesting because having come to Heather before, the only time that I could see anything in my mind's eye was when somebody else was kind of guiding me through something. Even like guided meditations that I'd listen to, they didn't work. I couldn't see anything in my mind's eye. But the exercises that I would do with Heather, I could see, and that was pretty amazing in and of itself. But on top of that, after doing some of the work that she pointed me to in the resources, I started being able to see in my mind's eye in my own meditations, and this has over time gotten stronger and clearer for me, and I'm really looking forward to continuing to see that unfolding. So the other part about beliefs, she actually kind of helped me become aware of the fact that I had some issues around trusting my intuition for safety reasons. And this actually connected back to a whole lot of things that really resonated for me. So I'm looking forward to continue working on that because I do think it's an important part of my work to do with Heather. But so far, I've already seen results there. Being able to see with my mind's eye more, being able to trust my intuition more, and so those are some of the results I've seen. I am enjoying feeling safer in myself. I'm enjoying feeling more empowered in myself. I'm enjoying the relationships that respond to this shift that has occurred within me. So I want to address a couple other things, how I describe working with Heather and what I've really loved doing with her. So working with Heather, she's incredibly masterful in the work that she does. I mean, I see that she notices these subtleties. She's very intuitive and insightful. She has an incredible application of the methods that she knows. It really blew me away, honestly. Like the things that she would notice that would have just gone right over my head. And how important they ultimately were to the work that we were doing. And probably even more importantly, working with Heather, she is kind and non-judgmental, and for me that was really important. I'm somebody who identifies with being like a giver and a nurturer, and therefore I've kind of unconsciously played this role where I'm giving to other people so much that I don't actually let them in to help me. So I don't get vulnerable with many people. My husband's like one of the only people who's helped me through really hard things and seen me like ugly cry. And now Heather's one of those people too. And that's just, I realized probably within the first week of working with her that I felt really safe with her. Yeah, she's a beautiful soul, and I feel so fortunate to have met her and to have gotten to work with her so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing working with her. And as far as like what I've really loved about working with Heather, or what I have enjoyed doing together, she has this exercise called the Belief Closet, which is just incredible. Like, it's so powerful. It blew my mind, really. Like, I've heard about working on limiting beliefs and stuff, but this is the most powerful and incredible way to work on limiting beliefs that really allows us the ability to look at that limiting belief, experience it, feel it, so that we can actually learn how to recognize it and then release it with love and non-judgment. And then after that, being able to choose, like, what am I putting here instead? And she's guided me through that process, and that's really where I saw that insightfulness and her attention to detail really shine. She really helped guide me to understanding what the limiting beliefs were. Like, I think there's like lists and lists out there of what limiting beliefs people might have. And it can be really hard, or at least it was for me, to determine what limiting beliefs actually are affecting me, whoever. And that's where I saw her really shining, was that we'd bring like a subject to the table, and she really was skillful in honing in on what that limiting belief was. And I could tell she felt it with me to some extent. She could really tell what was really hitting that spot, like, right. It's so hard to describe, but I wish you'd just believe me, honestly. It's really incredible, her skill and mastery that she brings to that work. But it really, all the things that we've done together, I felt the same way about her. Just incredibly accurate, insightful, and masterful in the work that she does. So the last thing I want to say is that if you're on the fence about working with Heather, I really encourage you to just do it. I mean, I came into this not even knowing why I was drawn to her, and I've come out of it just feeling like like, I can't believe I could have even been on the fence. I'm so grateful. So grateful. So just do it. She's worth it. You're worth it. You won't be disappointed. Start working with Heather now, okay?